New at 10, attorneys for two death row inmates filed an emergency motion to halt their upcoming executions. Brad Sigmund set to be executed Friday, and Freddie Owen's execution scheduled a week later for June 25th. Now, the two men want to overturn a judge's decision to proceed with those executions. Both are set to be electrocuted, but their attorneys argue the state has not tried hard enough to get those lethal injection drugs.
Fox Carolina's Brookley Cromer is live tonight to break down what we know so far about this. And Brookley, does it sound like a judge could grant their appeal in all of this?
Well, Shell, right now we simply don't know. The Department of Corrections says it could come down to a last-minute decision by the courts. Now, I've stayed on top of this story and stayed in close contact with the DOC. When I last talked to them this evening, they said the executions are still happening, but a judge has not made a decision on the appeal. Brad Sigmund has been on death row for nearly 20 years. He's convicted of murdering his ex-girlfriend's parents. We took a closer look, digging into nearly 2 decades of court hearings and legal paperwork, and uncovered details about the crime. According to court documents, Sigmund went into the home of David and Gladys Lark on April 27, 2001. He bound and beat them to death with a baseball bat inside their Taylor's home. He then tried to kidnap their daughter, who ultimately escaped but suffered gunshot wounds. William Ailes is a capital defender based out of Greenville. He represents death row inmates and spent years working on Sigmund's post-conviction appeals.
They asked, how do you defend someone that has committed these crimes? And really, I don't defend what they do. I defend the sanctity of life. And I try to understand their background and how they came to be in those circumstances.
South Carolina recently revised the state's capital punishment law, making death row inmates choose between electrocution or a firing squad, since the state has not been able to get lethal injection drugs. According to court documents we obtained today, Sigmund's current attorneys question the constitutionality of electrocution, with lethal injection being the state's primary method of execution up until last month. We wanted to know if this is constitutional.
In this state, death by electrocution has been long-standing. It's never been ruled unconstitutional, and it probably will not be now.
And I would also like to mention we did speak to family members of David and Gladys Lark this afternoon, but they declined to comment. Now, I will be at the Department of Corrections in Columbia on Friday covering the execution. Back to you.